What's up, everybody? Welcome to That Wrasslin podcast. It's me, Sheepshifter 23, here with Streetkilln HD and Soulamazin. Oh, and Ben Rivers.
You know that show Adam ruins
Wow.
everything. It should have been Ben ruins
Wow,
everything.
sheep. Okay, sheep.
Well, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry you didn't
understand.
have anything at the end of your name that made it go with the thing. That's your fault. All right,
Okay.
guys, let's jump right in. We'll start talking about Raw. Raw kicked off this week with the 24/7 title. No talking, a little promo for the title, which was cool and corny. I didn't. The music was like clown music, but whatever. But you had a match between R-Truth and Drake Maverick, and there was a whole bunch of people around the quote-unquote mosh pit, and
Uh-huh.
R-Truth got the win, and
Yeet.
then everybody piled in. Mike Kanellis was on top of R-Truth, and everybody dogpiled on top of that. Mike Kanellis escaped and ran to the back, and the promo was later on, but he got away and went and hid in a locker room or a bathroom or something like that. And Maria Kanellis said she was gonna kick him in the vag, and then she
Why would
made
you say that? Just say vagina, because they said vagina.
vagina. And then
Vagina.
and then she made him lay down on the floor and take the loss to give her the title, and then she ran around yelling that she's the first ever pregnant champ.
That was the most cringiest shit ever right there.
Here's the thing though,
Yeah,
it was cringy as fuck,
First ever
but
pregnant champ.
at the same
champ.
time it's
First ever.
something that's kind of clever in my opinion, because it's gonna be somebody that we can
No,
actually hate.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah,
of course,
we're
yeah,
actually
but
gonna
yeah,
hate
yeah, I
hate
get it.
that person, and that's actually a good thing, even though it, was cringy as fuck. I'm actually excited to see where I want to know how somebody's gonna pin her.
Me too.
How's she gonna lose that? I mean, they're gonna rub it in our face for a while, and we'll hate her for it, but somebody will figure out a way.
Yep. Maybe our truth. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go, or what kind of twists and turn this is gonna take, but hopefully they keep it interesting at least.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
I thought this was-
Yeah,
Like
of course they're gonna keep it interesting, duh.
Well, you don't know. They have a tendency to screw things up sometimes. But after that, we had Ricochet became the #1 contender after defeating Andrade, who beat Mysterio and took off his mask. But Mysterio beat two people in Sami Zayn and Cesaro. But sometimes Sami Zayn's just kind of a glorified punching bag lately. But Cesaro, that's, pretty decent competition.
Yeah, true.
So that made Mysterio look good, made Andrade look good, and then made Ricochet, still #1 contender, and, he looks good by beating Andrade. All good stuff in my books. Not bad for a gauntlet type match, which usually don't go well. What'd you guys think of this match?
Two things. I'm pretty irritated by the whole glorified punching bag with Sami Zayn thing.
I like
'Cause
Sami
it's-
Zayn, but is it not true? He has not won a match in like forever, and every time he
Yeah,
he
he hasn't.
loses in seconds.
It's been going on for so long now. It's just kind of getting irritating. And
I'm just telling my
Yeah.
truth.
the other thing is
Maybe they're setting something up for him.
I don't know if I'm happy for Ricochet. I like Ricochet a lot, but I don't know how I feel about seeing Ricochet versus AJ Styles again, unless they really blow the roof off the place at SummerSlam. Unless it's a really, really good match, then I'm gonna be very disappointed. Like I feel like I have a high expectation for this match because we've been seeing Ricochet and AJ Styles a lot. I don't know if you could say it's one of the problems right now is that we get matches so repeatedly or maybe it just, I mean, in a way it has to, sometimes it has to be that way because you don't want to just see, you know, a brand new competitor constantly, like you lose one time and it's a wrap, and it just constantly is rapidly changing. I mean, you got to have, you know, a back and forth system.
Yeah.
You know,
see.
you lead up to that third match, the rubber match type thing, and Ricochet, he lost the title from the OC helping AJ Styles out, so he proved himself to still be a #1 contender by winning the gauntlet. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. At first, I was kind of disappointed that he won again, because sometimes I feel like they push people too fast, and you know how that goes. Roman Reigns is a perfect example when they try to force people on you. But
Of course.
I guess when you really think about it, it makes sense.
Well, the thing about you can't. I don't think it's possible to compare Ricochet to Roman Reigns because nothing
No,
Roman
I'm not.
Reigns
I'm
can
just
really do
saying.
is that exciting. But you know, Ricochet can do some
Yeah.
impressive, exciting things that you know you don't
Yeah,
always
definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think the gauntlet match in itself was pretty good. I don't think Sami Zayn should have got eliminated so quickly. They could have done something better with that.
Yeah, they
But-
should have. But,
Other than that, it's a good match.
see. Okay. So, Street, Ben, anything on that?
No, I agree with
nothing.
Soulja Boy.
What? Did you say it was totally boring?
No, I said
he
I
agree-
agree.
He agrees with Soulja Boy.
Oh, it sounded like you said totally boring.
You're totally boring.
I know. So after that, we had the OC winning
right,
gold
bitch.
by defeating the Usos and the Revival. It was a pretty good build-up. How, you know, they made it out to like they weren't even going to get tagged in for like the first half of the entire match. And then, you know, they eventually did and got the win through some pretty good, you know, matchmaking, or, you know, it was a pretty good finale, in my opinion. And I think it was good that they got the title. I don't think they've won a title in a while, and it's good to see them get a push. The Good Brothers are finally getting a push. Any
They're
thoughts?
good brothers, that's why. Only
Yeah,
because
I'm
they're doing the
totally-
thing with AJ Styles.
I'm totally down for this. I've been wanting this for a while.
We know that
I
we can
think,
get entertaining content from Luke and Gallows.
Definitely.
Of course.
Luke and Gallows.
Luke and Gallows. I just got that too.
yeah,
Uh,
I just got
Gallows.
that too. Like at the same time.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. So,
But yeah, they're
yeah.
very entertaining, and they obviously have a ton of chemistry together. Probably one of the best tag teams on the main roster, in my opinion.
And it's something that we haven't seen recently. Well, I mean,
And we
yeah,
have-
they did
we
just
have
get
the-
rebranded, but
We have the OC and Entirety, and they are all champions. I like where this is going if they can keep the ball rolling. And remember, Finn Balor is going to be taking 2 months off after SummerSlam,
yeah.
so maybe his big return could be involving the club somehow, because we should be close to Survivor Series for Finn Balor's return, so
that's interesting. I'd be down with that. That's cool.
he could come back as a part of the club.
I see where you're going. See where you're headed, and I like it. After that, we had Becky Lynch defeating both Alexa Bliss, and then, well, I guess you don't. The match was called because Alexa was, I guess, faking an injury or whatever, and then defeated Nikki Cross cleanly. I don't necessarily think Nikki Cross needed to lose there. I think it's plenty that, you know, she had Alexa Bliss and beat that, but it is what it is. It makes Lynch look good at the detriment of Nikki Cross, but still, I'll take it.
Yeah, does it?
To me,
I honestly feel like they should have done one of two things.
Uh-oh.
Either either let Nikki Cross be Nikki Cross on Raw or SmackDown, or let Nikki Cross be Nikki Cross and send her to NXT UK, or keep her on NXT. I don't like the dramatic gimmick change that they've pulled. They could have put any struggling women superstar on the roster in Nikki's current role as being Alexa's little coffee girl, little extra. They could have given that spot to anyone. Anybody could play that. They didn't have to dramatically change someone's character for that spot. It's just unnecessary. Why did Nikki Cross need to do that? It doesn't make any sense. Either keep her on NXT, you should have never called her up, or let her run havoc on the main roster as the crazy Nikki. Let her just attack every woman every week. Like a different woman every week, like a Bray Wyatt type thing. Like, let her be crazy, let her attack people for no reason and make us be like, what the hell's wrong with her? Why is she doing this? Like, you know what I mean?
I agree completely.
I'm totally, like, dumbfounded by what they're doing with her. It should have been, like, Dana Brooke in that position or something.
Yeah, I could see that a lot better.
But, yeah, that's how I feel about that. The match itself was, I like Alexa Bliss, I do, but I'm just tired of the whole, I have a friend that I'm using and I'm gonna fake an injury, and it's just so repetitive. Like, she does this, they have her do the same things so many times. It's like, you went through Nia Jax, Mickie James, Nikki Cross now. Like, we get it, you're a bad friend. Like, it's old. Like, it's old. Like, stop. Like, stop faking injuries and then attacking the person afterwards. Like, we get it. Like, do something different. Like, I don't feel like they have Alexa Bliss's character down correctly. I don't think they even understand it. She's supposed to be Twisted Bliss. She's supposed to be a little loopy herself. Like a Harley Quinn type of thing, you know?
Well, that's taken by Liv Morgan.
Yeah. But is it? You barely ever see Liv Morgan.
No, Liv Morgan took it from Alexa Bliss. That's what they did wrong. They said, you know what? We already have Alexa Bliss here, but you know what? We need another Alexa Bliss for the other brand, so let's bring on Liv Morgan.
I mean, let's be honest here. Alexa Bliss isn't the greatest in-ring performer. She needs a very, very strong character to help mask that fact. And this character is so cringy right now that it's exposing that even more.
She's gotten a lot better in-ring, though, over the years. I think she's improved vastly. She could almost hold her own. It's like a Miz type thing. It took a while, but she's getting there.
She has potential, but I think that this character is, like, undermining. Like, if your character is so bland and so getting outdated, then all your mistakes and your lackadaisical in-ring performance just stands out that much more. Because you don't have anything else to go by. You're just critiquing everything because you're bored with the person. Like, if she had an amazing gimmick going on, then you would be like, alright, she's not doing too bad. You know what I mean? Like, your character speaks for itself in the ring if it's good. You know what I'm saying?
I
Get where I'm going here?
I see. But I think she's gotten a lot better. I don't watch her matches and say, oh, she can't wrestle. She clearly can.
Oh, yeah.
She's just not, on par with, like, Charlotte or something like that. I understand that. But, she wasn't kind of born into it either. Alexa Bliss doesn't strike me as the person who thought she would be a WWE wrestler growing up. It just happened to
True.
kind of fall into place.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
It is
after,
what it is, though.
yeah, true. After that match, or those matches, we had Seth Rollins defeating old Ziggy Boy by disqualification after Brock Lesnar, Q Ben Rivers, unloaded on Seth Rollins, leaving him a piling heap of shit in the middle of the ring, or on the outside, or, yeah.
This was brutal.
Yeah, he didn't quite catch his fall on that ring apron thing. He hit, actually, and hit pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. All them shots to the ribs from the F5s on the steel chair.
Yep.
Ben, you're being particularly quiet. What do you think of this segment?
This one, to be honest, well, it was like, let me actually just say, well, cowardly attack. This was like just like, yeah, this actually like always just keeps proving that Brock Lesnar is now a coward. You know, well, why attack a man during a fucking match? That's the dumbest move that anyone can question out of fucking pull. But here's the problem: why is Brock Lesnar not suspended for this or fired for this?
Because it's wrestling, and that's the way the story was written.
No. I'm sorry, but Brock like needs to just be stripped of the fucking title. I'm sorry. After that performance, Seth I exactly know what's actually gonna happen in the go home show.
Ben, you do understand that I don't even know why I try. You do understand that it's a story, and for it to be a good story, there has to be, you know, like a good guy and a bad guy, or at least some dynamic.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, now that that's out of the way, it was a good segment. The Ziggler and Rollins match wasn't half bad in and of itself. You got Dolph like playing around with the super kick thing and then getting caught with one of his own. You had the beat down by Brock Lesnar, and all in all, good stuff. I mean, especially since Seth Rollins has really been struggling as champion. Not as far as winning and losing, but as far as selling being a champion. I think this is what it needed to reinvigorate the storyline. Now, even if, you know, win or lose, there was at least something there besides a forgettable run by Seth Rollins.
GG. That's like now gonna fucking change all the
I
way at
heard
fucking
that,
SummerSlam. I'm just saying, Seth is fucking winning at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, but
While we're on the topic, I actually have an interesting rumor / potential spoiler about this.
Oh.
At SummerSlam, after Brock Lesnar defeats Seth Rollins,
oh, he's not gonna fucking do it. No, it's not gonna happen.
Seth Rollins is actually.
You always keep fucking saying this damn shit.
Let him finish. Let him talk. Let the man talk.
Seth Rollins is actually gonna go back down to NXT and join the Forgotten Sons.
Fuck you, alright? You know exactly that. The one problem is, right, is that every single time the Brock Lesnar always attacks Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins always finds a way to fucking win. I'm sorry.
He's gonna say, we got two words for you.
Rollins beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, by the way.
It'd be Forgotten Sons.
And the only problem is, by the way, Soul. So listen here, right? Every single time the Brock Lesnar always attacks Seth Rollins, before just like this big pay-per-view, Brock Lesnar always fucking loses. So the more injuries that Seth Rollins actually has, the more chances of him actually winning the match. Of Seth Rollins winning the match. So technically, Brock should he should kind of take that into.
You should kind of take into consideration like the fact that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are running creative, so that doesn't bode well for your boy.
But here's the only problem is, right, What actually
He is
happened
right
at
about that.
WrestleMania? And no, and it was not a fucking fluke. Also, by the way, Soul. So yeah, shut up about about like, oh yeah, oh
Now you're
Seth
putting-
Rollins, yeah, he beat Brock Lesnar because of a dumb low blow. Yeah, well, what did Brock Lesnar actually do? Well, before
He
that
did.
match, attack Seth Rollins, and what did Seth Rollins, do in the end? He beat Brock Lesnar with 3 curb stomps. And of course, right at WrestleMania. So that's just okay. I'm sorry, but Brock's not going to win at SummerSlam because it's
Okay,
already
let's-
too predictable. man.
Let's
Too predictable.
let's state some
There you go.
facts here. I'm gonna state some facts for you real fast. I'm gonna keep it real simple.
Oh
for
my
you.
god. What's like the first
When
one?
Brock Lesnar cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Seth Rollins, his music hit. Seth Rollins was standing on his own 2 feet, prepared and ready for it.
Well, what did
When Brock Lesnar came out and attacked Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins was on his 2 feet, standing ready, waiting for it. Brock Lesnar never
But-
attacked him from behind. He didn't take advantage
excuse
of
me.
him.
Yo, that was
Seth-
during a fucking
Seth
match,
had-
right? That's
Seth
what I mean.
had
The cowardly attack.
opportunities to
Cowardly.
defend. If anything
Coward.
during
Cowardly attack.
the Brock and Seth rivalry has been proven, there's 2 things, okay? 2 things that have been proven. 1, Seth Rollins
Seth Rollins-
cannot
well,
defend himself against Brock Lesnar, and 2,
Oh, he can. Oh, he will. And of course, and also, by the way, and still at SummerSlam, Seth Rollins is going to beat Brock Lesnar, and then we, of course, can finally, maybe see Seth versus Randy at Survivor Series.
and 2,
Yeah,
Seth Rollins
don't even actually
cannot-
have me.
defeat Brock Lesnar without a low blow. Those are the 2 things.
Yo,
we've
the only
learned.
problem is, by the way, Soul, you are actually
GG, I rest
technically
my
wrong about
case.
that, by the way.
I rest my
You're actually
case.
wrong.
Soul spitting them
Because
facts.
Has
Well,
Seth
hasn't
ever
Seth
beaten Brock
Rollins
Lesnar without
actually
low blowing
beat
him?
Brock Lesnar? Yo, he actually has beat Brock Lesnar.
Without a low blow?
Yeah, at
Without a low
Battleground.
blow?
Without no low blows. I'm just saying
Did
this.
he?
This,
Did he though?
and this is actually truth, fact for that. So yeah, just all
No, I think
yeah.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure
if
like
Seth Rollins actually beats Brock Lesnar, then that actually now proves that Brock Lesnar is just more of just like a pussy than a fighting champion.
I'm
be
pretty sure
honest-
on like the camera kind of got off track a little bit. You know, was looking at something else, and Seth Rollins actually stuck a real low blow in off camera.
No, he did
Yeah.
not. No, he fucking did not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the battleground
you
screw
don't-
job. Everybody's
Well,
talking about it.
Whose fault was that,
didn't-
by the way?
You haven't seen
Yo,
the YouTube video?
Hang on. Soul. Tell me this, one thing, right? Who attacked Seth Rollins before the match at WrestleMania? Well, let me see. That was Brock Lesnar. So, technically, it was Brock Lesnar's fault that he actually lost the match. And then we actually move on to Money in the Bank, where
Speaking
your
of
boy,
moving on,
Brock
let's move
Lesnar
on to the
sucked
next
off.
segment on Monday Night Raw. And let's drop the whole Brock Lesnar thing. So let's move on. We had the Samoan Summit to close out Monday Night Raw, and this thing started in a brawl. So you basically had Roman Reigns and Joe, and then the Drew McIntyre came out, right? And then Cedric Alexander, and then the OC came out, which was weird. I don't really know why that's a part of that. But the OC and the Usos.
I know,
And
right?
there was a lot going on here, but it was interesting, and it was a decent way to close out the show. I mean, to me, and I think probably some others, this might have been the best Monday Night Raw of this year, as far as storylines starting to develop, and making you want to watch next week, or making you look forward to what's going to happen. I want to know what's going to happen with Maria Kanellis. I want to know what's going to happen with even Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe and all that. I want to know where that's going. What's it mean for Cedric Alexander? Are they going to restart the Rey Mysterio Andrade feud? There's a lot going on. So, I mean, and it all seems good. So I
I
hope.
agree, actually.
You think it is maybe one of the best of the 2019, if not the best?
With the way you put it, yeah, I can agree with that, because there's a lot to. I feel like, you know, now that you put it out there, I feel like I'm actually for the first time in a long time excited to see Monday night.
The first
just
time
to see
in a long time.
Just to see what it's gonna develop from some of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to SmackDown, we started things off with Kevin Owens getting a win over Drew McIntyre, completely clean, and just straight up win. That's a solid thumbs up in my book. Drew McIntyre can afford a loss or multiple losses, because he's a heel. You know, heels can recover from losses a lot easier than faces can. Especially one like Drew McIntyre, who's got his imposing size and everything like that. You know, the Scottish psychopath, all that, you know, kind of intimidation factor. So a loss doesn't hurt him. And a win definitely helps Kevin Owens right now, because he needs a push to the moon. So, I'm glad for this. Good match, too.
Yep.
Although it does seem like a stunner on the announce table doesn't help the impact of Drew McIntyre. It would only, like, hurt Kevin Owens worse. Like, how does that add to your stunner? I get it looks cool, but completely impractical. Next we had Charlotte Flair challenging Trish Stratus. And let's just talk for a second about Trish Stratus's entrance music. Did anybody hear how, like, weird it was?
I wasn't paying close enough attention.
It was very strange. I don't even remember the words to it, but it wasn't good as far as entrance themes go. But, I mean, you could argue that there are other people that could have been highlighted here other than another legend for nostalgia. But it is SummerSlam, you know, something to kind of draw some old fans in, you know. Although, what kind of a draw is Trish Stratus? I mean, honestly, I don't know.
It's in Canada. It's in her hometown. So.
Oh, then they're going to draw all the hometown people.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for, you know, buys and draw. It makes sense. But, I mean, it's Trish. What kind of match do you think we're gonna get? Like in the ring?
I've been
able to keep up with Charlotte Flair. I mean,
I've been very underwhelmed by the wrestling performances of the legends.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's gonna probably be one of those like real quick matches.
I'm trying to think of the last time a legend still looked pretty good in the ring, and I can't even think of an example.
I think the best in recent was the Undertaker's last match.
Yeah, but
the tag team
he
match.
had something to prove in that one. He just came back from that Goldberg shit show.
He's like, it wasn't me, guys. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Then I caught her in the shower. It wasn't me.
It really wasn't. That was just a very unfortunate event. And it wasn't really either one of their fault. It just went to shit with the concussion. And I think it's hilarious that Dolph takes shots at Goldberg. It's funny, but I mean, he concussed himself. They should have if anything, they should have just called the match as soon as he hurt his head. And it's just like, all right, we can't
or did an improvised finish, like, oh shit,
Like, just
I'm really hurt, Undertaker,
really
finish
quick.
me. I can't even pick you up right now, and you need to finish this now. And they can say all of that in like one headlock. They do it all the time. They're, you know, some of them are really good at it, and not John Cena. But Yeah, I'll watch it, and I'll be interested to see. I'm interested to see how it's gonna go. I do want to see how she's gonna look, but in the ring, but I'm not expecting anything great.
Could be one of those matches that surprises.
That's because of my low expectations or genuinely surprises.
I mean, I guess both. More leaning towards the low expectations, but both.
Okay. So then, speaking of Dolph Ziggler, we have Dolph Ziggler beating Finn Balor, although, you know, a little outside interference from the Fiend.
Oh, yeah, Doug.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
a good little, you know, it's better than just the fade to black, fade to, you know, bring it back and then fade to black again. You know, it's got like effects to it that make it better, and in the lighting that they've picked for, you know, whatever they're doing, you know, whoever's working the lighting and all the effects and stuff, it looks creepy. It looks good.
You know what?
Supposedly there's kids out there who can't watch it. It's too scary for them.
There's one thing I want to touch on this like little thing that he does.
Don't touch on his little thing, you pervert.
No. When he appears and when it shows his face, they should plug in that laugh he does. They should plug that in. Well, first they should do that laugh, or maybe they should do Yowie Wowie first and then that laugh. You know what I mean? Because then it'll be a lot better than just having his face showing with just the light kind of like flickering and whatnot. It should just be like Yowie Wowie, and then have him do that laugh. It'll make it more scary, if you know what I mean.
Possibly. It could also make it too corny to be as scary. That's a hard thing to get right all the time. You know, maybe once or twice. You know, just once.
They should just plug in audio. He doesn't have to say it every time. They could just plug it in.
I gotcha.
And kind of just say it, and like plug it in the thing and just do it.
So there's still no indication yet that we'll get the Demon versus the Fiend. And if we get just Finn Balor versus the Fiend, it's over for Finn Balor. I think even as the Demon, he might take his first loss as the Demon to the Fiend.
Yeah, probably. So I do not even actually know if like the Demon is even like going to show up. To be honest.
With Finn Balor taking 2 or 3 months off, I don't know.
He's definitely losing. Why do you think he lost to Dolph Ziggler? They've just been throwing Finn to everybody because he's taking 2 months off.
Well, at least they gave him a title before he did.
And didn't the Demon already lose a match?
Nope, he has not lost a match yet with the Demon form. He hasn't.
Has he had a in-ring match? Like with fall counts and everything? I don't think so. I don't think he's had an official match as the Demon persona. Or even as Bray Wyatt in his new, you know, character. I don't think he's had a match at all.
No, I'm talking about Finn Balor.
Oh, the Demon? Oh, yeah, I don't know why I was getting it mixed up with retarded. Too many nicknames. But I don't think so. I don't think the Demon is lost.
Oh, no, he hasn't. Bray Wyatt's definitely winning. If the 2-month break isn't enough, I forgot that the Demon defeated Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam in 2017.
Yep.
So this is like his turn.
Okay.
But will he be the Demon? I don't. Maybe if he's not gonna be the Demon, maybe I think he's just gonna be himself because.
Why though? What would be the point?
Because it's Finn Balor who the Fiend's been preying on, and I don't think the WWE should just throw away the Demon gimmick like that. If they give
They
it
should
its
just
first...
might as well throw it away since they hardly fucking use it in the first place.
But that's
Hold
the
on,
point.
you
That's what
you
keeps
build
it
that
good,
into
though.
you don't. It's not throwing it away to have him lose one time.
I know, but I'm just saying they can just throw it away.
I mean, yeah, it's not an Undertaker 22, 21-0 WrestleMania streak, but he's gone an impressive amount of time without being defeated as a Demon. Who better to take that spot, especially during a 2-month absence, than the Fiend? A similar character that's more even scarier.
But do you think that they should take it away?
If it were my call, with a 2-month absence, the Demon streak isn't really that big of a thing. You thought he'd been defeated. You thought it wasn't even a thing. So it's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, I would have, because the Demon it would make for a better atmosphere for the match. It would make it Demon versus Fiend. It sounds better than Fiend versus Finn.
Fiend versus Finn.
I get it. It's both
Finn.
F's. But canonically speaking, and story-wise speaking, I think it would be great, or maybe to build up to it. But he's taking a 2-month break, so there's not going to be another chance, or if there is, it's not going to be anytime soon.
What if it's just the Fiend versus Finn, and the Fiend wins, and we get like a surprise return, and it's the Demon, and he attacks the Fiend, 2-3 months later.
Only if the Fiend still wins.
Yeah. I mean, at least that way it's not like just rushed.
Well, it might not be rushed. We might find out next week, or this Tuesday, that it's going to be the Demon, and then it's not rushed, and there will be a storyline reason for it. He won't just be coming out SummerSlam as the Demon.
It still feels rushed to me just because of the way that it started. It's only been given a couple of weeks to develop, and he just attacked him randomly. It still, in my opinion, would feel rushed.
Okay.
And Survivor Series actually isn't until November. So, hold on. So, well, yeah.
We're at
SummerSlam's on the 11th.
Next Sunday.
So that's only like 2 months. Yeah, that would make sense. He could come back right before Survivor Series. Either as the Demon or to challenge. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather, because we know he's taking 2 months off, I'd rather just see the Fiend defeat Finn Balor at SummerSlam and get the Fiend versus the Demon at Survivor Series instead. Honestly.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out either Tuesday or Sunday, and we'll know for sure. So we had Ali defeating Shinsuke, and in a pretty good match. Decent rivalry here. Not a whole lot of build up. I don't think he'll win at SummerSlam, but who knows? Mustafa might pull it off. But not the...
Maybe.
They have good matches. There's just not much story or gravitas to it. It just seems like it's just there. I don't know. Does anybody like this rivalry? Anybody interested in it? What do you guys think?
I mean,
it depends, honestly.
Yeah.
On what? Next week? On the match at SummerSlam? On what?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Like, what are we getting for a build-up?
We've gotten the Mustafa Ali inspirational promos this match, and
Okay.
we got Mustafa tapping on his title like, I'm coming for you. That's about it.
Okay, boy.
Yep, so far. Yeah. So it's just
Sounds like
no
good
build
shit
up
to me.
Like this whole story. It's just
I'm
like there's like no build up to it. That's the problem with this whole-
It's probably probably just gonna be a generic. They're gonna screw Shinsuke over and just hand the title to Ali type situation. That's what I feel. They're not really giving Shinsuke enough time on air, I feel. I'm a Shinsuke mark though, so don't listen to me.
Wow.
Well, maybe there'll be, you know, a push for Shinsuke finally. I don't know. I don't think he should keep trying to speak English, though. I think he should just speak his language, and people will not be able to understand what he's saying, but he just acts... I think he acts better when he's speaking his native language, and
Definitely.
it makes for a more compelling character. To me. I could be wrong.
I agree. No, I agree. I think that they're forcing him and Asuka to speak English when neither one of them should have been forced to. And they could say a couple words here and there in English, you know, but you just let them be themselves. They were both doing just fine.
I agree. So next we had Kofi Kingston beating AJ Styles, and I don't know, it was a good match. Was it? I don't really know what to say beyond that. It doesn't really build towards it. Didn't really tell any stories or do anything like particularly good, especially, you know, they should have involved. I mean, I know the OC and the New Day were at ringside, but I don't know. This just wasn't as entertaining as I thought it should be. What do you guys think?
I agree. It wasn't really that entertaining.
All right.
It was whatever. You know what I mean?
CBB.
Was it a CBB?
Yeah. Could have been better.
Could have been better.
Actually gave this like an A minus. By the way, give it an A minus.
Well, that's why, you know, we're here to talk about it, so that, you know, when we don't agree with them, we can say, hey, I thought that was like a C.
Yo, what do you actually think of that Randy Orton promo, by the way? The Randy promo. It was actually kind of like very interesting about like Randy Orton. Yeah.
It was a good promo.
It was good. I liked it.
It's good. It's good. So, then we get probably the worst segment of the week, when Roman Reigns gets murdered by scaffolding.
Oh God, no, not Roman. He got murdered.
This is so cringy.
Roman Reigns.
But he was like perfectly fine though.
By a mystery person. Yeah. By a mystery person who might or might not be Samoa Joe.
Or might not be Buddy Murphy.
Yeah. Or people kind of like freaking Daniel Bryan.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what I think they're gonna do? He's gonna keep getting attacked by somebody. You know, he's gonna keep having like this bad luck things happening, and nobody's around and stuff. And they're gonna build it up. Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's doing it? And it's gonna be Rikishi.
Yeah. There's also actually like new details
Rikishi.
about the investigation.
Damn it, you got me again.
It'll be throwback, straight up throwback.
Nostalgia for your ass. No, I know who it is because a lot of people have been saying that they feel like it's Buddy Murphy because Roman Reigns is always getting the spotlight and yada yada, and Buddy Murphy's the best kept secret, and blah blah blah. I've been seeing a lot of that, but you know who the one person who would truly be opposed to Roman Reigns for the fact that he's always in the spotlight?
Who?
Dean
Who are
Ambrose.
you talking?
Who's
It's
the
not going to be
one?
Dean Ambrose. It's not
Who's
Dean
the
Ambrose.
one person that would be anti Roman Reigns? Think about
Shane
it.
McMahon? I'm thinking now Shane.
No.
Oh
I keep
Gatekeeper.
wanting to go. I keep wanting to go to Seth Rollins, but I don't think it's Seth Rollins.
Why am I
No,
excited
no,
by
you
now
guys-
saying Drew McIntyre? I'm saying
Oh,
Drew.
you guys got it all wrong.
Who is it then?
It's
Yeah.
CM Punk.
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey.
Shit.
No, it's not going to be
Duh.
a bit... No, it's not going to
Duh.
be fucking CM Punk. It's not
Watch
going to
it.
be CM
It
Punk.
will
no,
be.
no, no. No, hear me
There you
out.
go. It's
What
not
did CM
CM
Punk say
Punk.
in his? What did he say in his pipe bomb? He was all mad that he wasn't in the opening video. He wasn't on lunchboxes and merchandise. And what is Roman Reigns on? He's all over everything. He's his face is plastered all over the place. CM Punk doesn't like people like that. He's
Yeah.
there to prove why it should have been him.
Oh
Should have
shit.
been me. Ah shit! I know they should have done that. They should have gave him that.
Yeah,
Instead of
he's
Dolph
coming to
Ziggler.
steal Dolph Ziggler's gimmick.
Should
You
have
heard it here
been
first,
me.
folks.
Oh, God.
We'll see.
I just
that
we
gimmick
can't have a
is
podcast without
it's
mentioning
so
a CM
fucking
Punk
terrible.
return.
I'm
so.
sorry.
Yeah, true.
That gimmick of
And somebody going back to NXT, so we covered all those bases.
Oh, didn't we have a Did we have a challenge last podcast or no?
I don't remember actually. I forgot.
Did
I don't
anyone
think-
ever go back and watch that opening segment and look at Randy Orton the whole time?
No,
Did
I
anyone
didn't.
actually do
Watch
it?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't. I didn't do that.
No,
that time.
nobody actually did it.
I'm sorry.
I
That's on
saw
me.
it.
I should have wrote it
I
down.
saw it. I saw it though. Not gonna lie, I did. His facial expressions every time somebody's talking.
Especially when like Liv and Charlotte were talking, he was just like,
Ugh.
he's like, these are the people I gotta work with. Like that's what was written all over his face.
It was hilarious. I won't lie.
If I could pull it up on the network, I would. It might be on the... What was it? That was on SmackDown, so they put the full on Hulu. I can pull it back up on Hulu. Alright, I'll do that. So, NXT, there's only like two things that really drew my attention. We had Tyler Breeze defeating Riker of the Forgotten Sons after your boy Dango came back. Fandango
Dango's
and
back,
Tyler
baby.
Breeze are back together.
He looks so different.
Yeah. He does, but you know, like 6 months off will do that to you.
He looks like he just got out of prison.
I guess they're going away from their fashion police and, you know, Tyler Breeze
no,
obviously.
What do you think they're gonna do with Dango? He didn't really.
Maybe he's growing it out so he can join the Forgotten Sons.
Oh shit!
You know, Tyler Breeze would be like, "Man,
He's munching.
your beard's getting long." Yeah, I know. I'm hungry, bro. What? I almost choked on it. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what you get.
I know. You know. And then after that,
Yeah.
Pete
See?
Dunne defeated Roderick Strong and then laid out the Velveteen Dream after the Velveteen Dream kind of acted like he was going to sneak up on or, you know, attack him. Well, I thought that was pretty good segment, and I don't think Pete Dunne will win this time. I think Velveteen needs to hold on a little bit longer to that title. Unless he's getting ready to make a jump, and it's almost that time of year.
Yep.
I don't think anyone needs to make a jump just yet.
Jump, jump,
They need to
Jump
do
around.
something with the people.
jump
they
up
have
and get
now.
down.
So that's all for WWE. I don't know that there was what all was going on in AEW. Anybody got anything on that?
Not yet.
Meh.
Nothing yet about that one.
Yeah. Not really a whole lot of news right now going on.
There's that thing about
Harley Race passed away. Obviously, there's that. You know.
Yeah, R.I.P. Harley.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also, I think, Ben. Weren't you the one that posted this? I think
I did.
That about Sonata.
Yeah, he actually may be coming to WWE very soon. Well, because I think yeah, he had like a match against Kazuchika Okada. Yeah, in the G1, 29, I think it was. Yeah, and then but like, well, he actually won though. By the way, he actually won. Like Sonata won, and then just got eliminated in the G1. It's like, this is weird.
Yeah, so Sonata is becoming a free agent and could be being signed by New Japan. From the article I read, I think it said he's headlined 3 pay-per-views against Okada for New Japan, and they all were sold out events. So I guess the WWE thinks that he could be a good draw for them, so he could be possibly being signed soon, unless he decides to stay with New Japan. Which is kind of interesting because I like Evil and Sonata as a tag team from what I've seen from New Japan. So I wonder what that would mean for that.
Looks like they just signed somebody from Lucha Underground, El Hijo del Fantasma or King Cuerno.
Oh.
He supposedly he's a strong worker and he speaks perfect English. So, for those reasons, I guess WWE is interested in him.
Wait,
I don't know who he is.
I'm reading something here. It says, for whatever it's worth, the Observer notes that the recent contract Undertaker signed with WWE is long enough that it will likely keep him there for life.
Well, it may be some kind of like if I can't wrestle anymore, that, you know, it's probably like an open contract where they're just paying him basically to be the Undertaker. Like, hey, we need you to go, you know, do this promo at, you know, this one place. Go sign some autographs.
Yep.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not a wrestling contract.
Can you imagine, like, the Undertaker's career? Like, imagine, like, the first time he came out into an arena, which I'm sure was, like, a smaller venue, but imagine, like, the anxiety beforehand of, like, I'm coming out here dressed up as an Undertaker. like are people gonna like me, or are they gonna think this is stupid? And then, like, just imagine, like, where he's at now. Like, you know what I mean? I know that you can say that same thing for any superstar, but
True.
I mean, the Undertaker gimmick could have been something really silly and goofy and corny that no one cared for. It's an easy gimmick to fuck up, is what I'm saying. But he made it legendary.
I agree.
No, I get it. I agree as well. Good point, Soul. Good point you guys making over there.
Yep.
I think that's it, guys. I don't really have anything else to add. Anybody got some?
Rock? Well, we have something about The Rock. Apparently, yeah, he's like retired from WWE now. Yeah, he's retired from WWE. Very quietly. That's the problem. Very quietly.
Oh, why is there a problem? I don't think it would be a problem.
I just don't even know why.
Yeah, and Shawn Michaels is retired, and Hulk Hogan is retired, and nobody's retired ever.
Do we actually have any news on 2K20?
We're gonna find out some news. Not tomorrow.
August
well, yeah,
5th.
basically tomorrow.
August.
Monday.
August 5th.
Yeah. We're gonna find out they're gonna be releasing more news than usual.
Yep.
Then,
Yeah,
so
cover
they'll probably
star.
release
The
I don't think they'll
cover.
release characters list.
Yep.
Maybe they will, but usually when they
But
do
they
release
always-
characters list, they always do it like in
They do it in like
increments.
groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Increments, good
Increment.
word. I know you were learn that word.
Not them increments.
But apparently they're gonna release more news than usual. They're gonna drop a whole lot of news, so they might release character list. Maybe not. They might release just game modes and whatnot, or maybe some gameplay
Yeah.
actually.
I have,
Yeah, well, so far, Bailey and hang on. So yeah, Brock and Bailey, yeah, their characters have already actually been screenshotted.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Why is it always Brock and fucking Bailey? I swear those two.
What do you mean? Why is it always Brock and Bailey? Okay,
It's always Brock and Bailey.
2K19. Why is it Brock and Bailey? 2K18.
Why is it
Why
always
is
gonna
it
be
Brock and
Brock
Bailey?
first? Why does it always have to be fucking Brock first? That's
Probably,
so
he's the current Universal Champion, so I mean. But anyways, I have a couple.
well, just like
Of-
shit, Universal Championship.
I have a couple
Let's
potential.
hope.
I have a couple potential matches here that could possibly be added to the Summerslam card. These are not my ideas. This is actually something I'm reading. Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander is one.
Why?
If Cedric could
know.
win in convincing fashion, I'm all for it. Cedric Alexander's a very entertaining performer and has been kind of not
Yeah.
very impressive because he hasn't been allowed to be.
Another one is a potential fatal four-way for the women's tag team titles.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. Yep. About who was it?
Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn, which would be an obvious another
3-second loss.
throw Sammy to the wolves match.
Yep, of course.
But I don't know where those rumors are coming from, but my girlfriend actually mentioned this to me a couple days ago about Sami Zayn might be wrestling Aleister, but I have no idea where she heard it from. But
Well, I mean, they did that.
Apparently it's
Sami
out there.
Zayn answered his challenge.
Yep.
did he? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
seeing it.
Aleister Black did another one of those
Oh.
promos.
That's what happened. I was watching SmackDown. Was it on SmackDown? That it happened on?
I
What?
think so. I'm not
Sam-
100% sure.
Sammy, whichever one it was, I had it playing in the living room, and I stepped outside and came back, and she told me what I missed. That's why that happened.
There you
Alright.
go.
Well, anyways, and the last one, Sheep, you'll like this one
Oh, good.
especially. Drew Gulak versus Oni Lorcan.
Huh. That could be good, but, you know, what about Danny? How about
Danny
Danny
Lorcan.
Burch, you know?
Oni Lorcan, cruiserweight champion, possibly.
Yeah, but then you know they're going to break up.
And guess what? Guess where Oni Lorcan is from? Who knows?
Canada.
Oh, he's at his hometown?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Streetkilln.
Street's new
Wait,
favorite.
What if Streetkilln actually is Oni Lorcan? That's why he will
I
show
am.
his face.
Ah, I'm
For
Uncle Tony.
copyright. Ugh. Been
Oh,
Oni
man.
Lorcan all this time.
Damn.
Apparently the Intercontinental Championship and both the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles aren't currently listed for SummerSlam.
Well, you know how those
Wait,
go.
did you say
Sometimes
the-
they're not. Yeah, he said that.
Wait, so did you say the Intercontinental or the?
Yes. Intercontinental.
Well, yeah. Well, apparently Shinsuke's gonna be taking on Mustafa Ali at SummerSlam. To be honest, yeah.
Is that official though?
Yes, it is. It is actually official. Because I'm actually like, looking at the match card right now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
official. Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's it, guys.
Wow.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of That Wrasslin Podcast. We'll be back next week, same time. Check us out. And don't forget to subscribe to Sheepshifter 23, Soulamazin Gaming, Streetkilln, HD, and Benjamin Rivers. Peace out, guys.